Hey there, CPO here. So you've finally got your Bartact seat covers for the back seat of your JKU Unlimited. Let me show you how to install. Alright, so first let me show you what you're going to get in the package. This is just the rears again. We'll cover the fronts in a different video. You should get the two headrest covers, which are pretty simple. And then because it's a split bench, you're going to have a section for the short side of the bench, both a bottom panel and a back panel. The backs do have MOLLE webbing. This is PALS compatible, mil spec, so that'll be really awesome. And then same thing for the long side of the back seat. This is the seat cushion part, and then also a back panel with the MOLLE webbing on the back. Pretty awesome. Oh, you should also have some 550 cord. I'll show you how to use this as well. Before we do get started, I do want to give you a quick tutorial on installing the MOLLE gear onto the PALS ladder system on the back of these. I see a lot of people do this wrong, so I'm going to show you every chance I get to make sure that you're well informed. And quite frankly, it's much easier to show you before I mount everything. So this is a fairly typical bag that you might get from Bartact with the seat covers. The back has the MOLLE webbing and these straps here. I'll show you how to deal with these. And I'll also show you how to deal with maybe a more traditional MOLLE pack that you might get from somewhere else. This is from a third party. All right, so the way MOLLE gear attaches to the panel system is weaving. It's a weaving process. On this particular pouch, instead of snaps, it uses these little tabs. So let me show you how to deal with that. First of all, you need to make sure you have at least one full row of webbing below where you're going to mount the bag. So, you know, a lot of people are going to mount it on the top anyway, so probably a non-issue. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to mount this right in the middle of this. And this can be done after you've installed the seat cover, but like I said, for video purposes, it's easier if I just show you right now. All right, so because I'm going to center this, I'm going to get a rough idea where the midpoint is, and then the midpoint there. All right, so that should be the middle right there, and I'm just putting it in the middle just because it makes sense, right? So the first thing you want to do is slip this through the weaving that you want to be the top. In this case, it's the very top on the panel. Once you've done that, then you're going to weave it back up through itself. Then back down to the seat back. Okay? Then back up through the pouch. Then through the seat back. And as you can see, it's being woven together. Okay, that's what keeps it from sagging and keeps it strong. Now this last little bit, okay, remember we had to have at least one row of webbing below. What we're going to do is bring this down and tuck it up underneath there. Just like that. And that's what's going to hold that bag in place. And you can see there the weaving, and then how this is locked in on that row below. Okay? All right. Same thing with a more traditional bag with maybe snaps that you might see. We're going to start out feeding it through the top, just like that. Back to itself. Back through the seat back. Back through itself. back through the seat back. Starting to see a pattern here? I hope so. Back through itself. And then the last one through the seat back. All right, and then on these with the snaps, you pull it down so that the snaps are exposed, and then snap it back to the back. Just like that. Same thing as I showed you before. You can see how it's basically woven together, and that's going to be a sturdy hold. All right, I'm going to start with the driver's side seat, and basically this cover is just going to slip on through here. Now there's Velcro along the sides. There's also these tabs for that cord. I'll show you how that works later. But the Velcro is going to try and stick to the seat. That's kind of what it does. So what I think is easiest, to be honest with you, is to fold this inside out. Right? So that's the foam, part of the seat cover, but it's flipped up instead of down. And then from here, move that seat belt out of the way. I'm just going to line up the edges and the corner, and then push that through. The Velcro might try and grab, that's okay. I see people use tape or plastic bags, you know, whatever. Doesn't really matter. You can slip this open, that'll help, okay? And you can see I've got that pulled through there. And then once I have that, then I'll start folding this around. And the reason I'm doing that is because of all that Velcro on the side. I'd rather kind of have it in place before it starts to grab. I'm just basically pushing it down. And folding it over everywhere it needs to be folded over. Then I'll take it, pull it down, and again fold it down, and that Velcro is going to affix right to the side. Get you a little bit of a close-up here. You can see how that's nice, tight fitting, and then again you've got this Velcro just folded under. And I'll show you what to do with these tabs here in a little while. That's pushed back. And then just tucked down under there. I mean, it's a really well designed seat cover, and you can already tell the difference from the sort of stock to the Bartact. It's gonna be nice. All right, let's do this top cushion now. So in order to put these seat backs on, we need to remove the headrest. This is a little tricky, but basically right in front of where this post is on both sides, there's a little push button, and you can feel it if you put your fingers in here and you just push that button and they'll come off. Like I said, it's a feel thing, but it's right in front of where the post goes. You can see there, I don't know if you can see me pushing them. There's kind of a little crack in the material that you can fit your fingers up into, and you'll feel those buttons. Just like that. All right, so for this, what we're gonna do is just slip these over. Again, your webbing goes in the back. You might have to open up the bottom. And if you bring the seat back forward a little bit, it might help you. It's a snug fit, but that's good. And you want to make sure your posts on the top go through that cutout. And that'll also help you get things lined up. Once everything's nice and lined up, you've got some Velcro here on the side that you can close up. Right there. And then you've got this piece. This piece is going to come up through the bottom. And cinch down right there. Then you're going to have this little piece here. It's Velcro. It's going to Velcro to the bottom of the seat cushion. Right up in there. Just like that. And now we're going to take our headrest that we removed and we're going to slip our headrest cover on that. As you can see, there's a wide side and a narrow side. Sorry if I'm stating the obvious. Alright, once you get it in there, you can see the cutouts for the post. These flaps here are going to tuck under, just like that. And you have your holes for your post. Okay, and then these are going to slip on the same way they came off. Now lock into place, just like that. Left side Bartactified, right side stock. All right, now let's go do the other side. By the way, I don't know if you can see the amount of wear I have on my rear seat. This Jeep is 3.5 months old maybe, and those seats just show wear ridiculously quickly, but not for long. So the process for the other side of the bench is exactly the same with one exception. We do need to undo the seat belt back here. In order to do that, we're gonna have to fold this forward, and then right back in here, you'll be able to see it. There's a fairly significantly sized bolt that's holding that seat belt. We want to undo that. This is an 18mm socket. Once you have that bolt out, you can then pull the seat belt out through the front. And then this thing can just go up out of the way for now. Okay? Oh man. Seats are dirty. Okay, so this, same thing I did last time. This is my little trick. Just gonna flip those edges up so they don't get stuck until I'm ready for them to get stuck. And you're gonna basically line up with the edge. This seam here in the seat cover will align with this seam here in the seat. That should help you with alignment. And then you also have to make sure you get this seat belt out of the way. Pull the back forward a little bit, which should allow you to more easily, essentially it's hanging out the back side. Then I'm going to come up here to the front and start folding these corners down. Sometimes just shifting the seat helps get everything lined up and settled into place. And this front bit here will just fold underneath and Velcro to the bottom. All right, this little flap here is going to fold down. Then lastly, we'll make sure we Velcro down that piece. All right, just like before, we're going to remove the headrest. Out of the way. I'm also going to take this seat belt and feed it through the hole right here in the cover. I'm just folding up the front to the back. Got this corner piece. It's going to wrap around and just Velcro to the back of the seat. And then this is going to Velcro to itself. Now we just fit this seat belt back through the hole. Alright, and just like the other side, we're going to marry these two. And then we're going to slip it down into place. Beautiful. Alright, there we go. The rear seat covers from Bartact for the JK Unlimited. And there we go, Bartact seat covers. Back of the JK. Now not only do I have good seat covers, I've also got some places to store gear. So because this is MOLLE compatible, you don't have to just have the Bartact bags. You can use any aftermarket MOLLE or PALS compatible system. Oh, there is the issue of the 550 cord that came with the seat covers. What is that for and how do you use it? So the 550 cord is completely optional, but if you feel like you want more security holding these seats down, there are these little tabs that were sewn in that you can run cord through and further cinch these seat covers down and tighten it around. So again, not necessarily required, but for those of you that want extra security, it's a handy little feature. So that's it for the install. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.